following feature is rated SM for spiritual maturity and is not intended for the immature who wishes to remain as such. The views expressed are not necessarily those of our sponsors, as they sometimes could care less about what the host is saying, but is more concerned about having their product on a popular show. Warning, small minds, listen at your own risk, as this content is extremely overwhelming and may do further damage to those minds closed off to objective reality. Approach with an open mind, as the heavy nature of the content will lick your chip.
Oh! In the meantime, 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 in between time, in the meantime, in the meantime, in between time, boom, 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 time.
Yes, one more time again, yeah man. In the meantime, CurlyLoxx the Vice Box. Yes, me there, Rasta.
So let's get into it, my brother.
Yeah man.
Good.
All right. Watch out now. This is the continuation, yeah man, on the same topic. Yes. Pay-renting, part 2. All right, watch out now, as usual. This part of the program is brought to you by Vice Box Studios, the voice of a nation, and Madvert Multimedia. If it's not Madvert, it's not an advert. And Rebel 13 Collections. Remember, it's at Rebel 13 Collections for the finest in custom design, clothing, and everything printing except fingerprinting. All right. I'm going to read the letter of the day now. The letter of the day coming from Sharonda Williams. Sharonda say, "Good night, CurlyLoxx the Vice Box. I really enjoy In the Meantime. It sheds light on everyday issues people face. I like your very unique approach to getting to the root of the problems instead of dwelling on and repeating the same problems with no solution all the time like the average host. I have a problem, however, that I would love your advice on. Ever since I was little, me and my sister found it very difficult to get along most of the times. She was always angry at me for some reason or another, and it seemed no matter how humble I tried to live and be with her, nothing seemed to please her. Before being introduced to In the Meantime, we did not speak for a while, and I decided, as I usually used to do back in the day, that I would be the bigger one, even though I'm younger," she put that in a bracket, "to break the ice and confront the demons of our past. Because of your show, I see things very differently now and decided that I was wrong about a whole lot of things on my part. I also recognized where she was wrong also and hoped she would recognize that. I apologized to her for my many misunderstandings, and she did the same after I introduced her to In the Meantime. However, on various occasions, I would hear from friends or close family things that she is still saying about me behind my back. And also, whenever she is around, I can sense the same tension that I should not feel in her presence if indeed our issues were resolved. I want to ask you, how do I know when I or anybody else have genuinely changed? God bless you, CurlyLoxx. Keep up the good work." All right, Sharonda, give thanks. Yeah, man, respect. All right. When somebody change, it means that them genuinely accept that there is a fault on their part and them put in every single effort to change that fault. However, if them keep the same opinions where them did farm of you or anyone else out of ignorance, and then them come in contact with any kind of information will make them realize that them did wrong, yet them hold on to these opinions same way, then them don't change. Them just a mask, or should I say hide. And that shows that the ego will create all of the problem them in the first place, still in a full control of them. If you have to talk about anything related to any kind of flaw where them have or mistake where them making in the past, and them cut in at the middle of the conversation because them can't tolerate a reasoning about the same faults where them claim for change, then them don't change. And if them stop openly disagree with you, but instead stay silent when them disagree, because them know what you get for say, them did actually disagree when you prove them wrong again in the future, then them don't change. And if, for example, you introduce them to a program like In the Meantime and them say, yes, them believe and I recite all these wonderful things. If them come with this information, you know, where them claims to change them life, and you can remind them, say, at the point here, you never used to believe this, or you never used to do that, and you used to violently oppose to all a thing like this, where you say, or I do know, then them don't change.
They're pretending.
Yeah, man, when I say them I try move on, like, all of this thing where them know from them born, and them never make a mistake yet, and them refuse to see themselves as flawed, in the present or the past, then them don't change. Them just use all ignorance to manipulate new knowledge, like me always say. And if you are the person where I do all of what me just outline, then you don't change. That's why I believe enough to listen what people say if you watch what them do.
Most people putting on a show, you're saying, my brother.
Exactly, Bridging, because that's why you see most religion where them require of converts. After you see people say them change. Where you think them require of converts?
Let's pretend I don't know. You
All right, what you think?
What is it?
One word, man. Mm-hmm. Confession. Because anybody will do have the ability to confess things where them claim for Lego freely in front of 50,000 people or the whole world. Them not change, them still in the firm grips of them ego. Or the devil, if you want to call it so. So Sharonda, big up yourself, man, for be a valuable listener, like the whole In the Meantime army, man. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Yes. Alright. Moving on, you know, alright. The comment of the day is coming from Fabian Spence. Yeah, man, Fabian Spence. Good evening. I am Fabian Spence from Darliston. I have been listening to all your programs for a long while. But ever since In the Meantime, I learned so much from the program. It has changed my world and life. I decided to put in some of the things into play. Like the courage to offend. Ever since I started that, people at my workplace start to move one away and start call me P with some dot and then the Y. I think all of we know about that. All right. Them say, basically, them say I'm informer and all of that. I don't care about them because my life start get better. I now have more job opportunities. I look at life more positive now. So I can say, In the Meantime is like a life plan by itself. Trust me, not all can listen to this program and admit that them been doing things the wrong way all them life. And them put the objective truth in a bracket. All right, Fabian Spence, respect, man. Yeah, man. Much admiration for the courage we take to make such a step. That are the first thing we want to say to the eye, man. Because I know it take a lot to do the right thing in our world where we laugh at the wrong things when 95% of people are in a particular way and only the 5% few have the courage to walk a certain way, man. So respect. I'm happy to know, say, yeah, my experiences in life could have come help you with your direction. Commendable move, man. You're going to find that things get easier when you make up your minds and nothing is supposed to easy. Yes. Alright, why not the news, you know? Alright.
Something surprising as usual.
Make us see, no? Alright. So this I say. Some time ago, a 5-year-old girl, well, some article and some news that say 7-year-old. Alright, I don't say one little girl. A little girl get banned from Kensington Primary School in Jamaica for wearing her dreadlock hairstyle. Now the girl's mother, Shireen Virgo, 29-year-old Shireen Virgo, said that her daughter was accepted to Kensington Primary School in a suburb of Kingston. All right, suburb, a.k.a. uptown. Boy, I don't know when that's up there. All right, it continued to say, she was told by the principal that her daughter would have to cut off her locks, which have been growing ever since she was 1, or find another school. She refused, stating that the hairstyle was based on her family's beliefs. It was later alleged that a statement went out from the principal who stated that the reason for the rejection of the child was based on hygiene purposes, namely lice.
This situation is overdosed and sadness,
of course,
and ridiculousness.
I mean, more than sad and more than ridiculous, Virgin. Because what them are going to say right now, lice not attracted to cream hair. Or them half-inch, low-cut hair without locks. So I'm sure say, whole heap of pitney where I go to school at them style.
This is a crying shame.
Yeah, man, of course. Well, you know, so me believe say, separation are the cure for stupidity. So, I wonder why this Rasta family was so deep in them culture. Would have forced to send them picnic around school when I teach nothing but Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley. Only Christopher come buck us and fuck us and create a ruckus. And guys like Henry Dagan and the Buccaneers, Alexander the Fake and them white guy there. Why you don't homeschool the child? No be a Rasta the home. And furthermore, how so much rich Rasta in a Jamaica in a music and otherwise, and them cannot build a school to educate them children in the truths and rights where them defend.
An excellent point, but the question is, my brother.
What that?
Yeah. How can it be that after all these centuries of class division, could it be that we are encountering these kind of prejudices in 2020, my brother? I don't get it.
I tell you, so we are look on the superficial aspect of everything too much, and we are get distracted from the spiritual reality of what things really are in our world.
You think so?
Yeah, man, because watch ya. A spiritual warfare this, we are raged from the beginning of time. A war between truth and lie, and good and evil in a man's consciousness. And it manifests itself in a different time period and different people and different situations. For thousands and thousands of years.
An example?
Nothing new.
An example, perhaps?
All right. Let me show you what I mean. All right. I say it already, I say it again, because repetition, that's how people learn.
That's true.
This war between these conflicting opposites in our consciousness, they're behind every conflict, whether marital, whether work-related, or even religion. It's not a Christian problem. It's not a Muslim problem. It's a spiritual problem. They're behind all problems.
What's the long and short of it, my brother?
Yeah, get to that, bridging, man. Hold on, man. I want to you. We have to get to the spiritual root of everything in order to understand what we are looking upon. So watch here. Let me ask you something. What is power?
Let's pretend I don't know. You tell me.
All right. In my opinion, power is simply control over public opinion. And that's how the governments of the world been ruling people and controlling them for ages.
But what's the long and short?
We ain't no bread, we are reach back up there, so man. That's why so much people suffer, so because they don't want to deal with the spiritual process of nothing at all. Them just deal with the idea and just want a yes or no answer. Nothing no go so, brethren. Everything connect.
All right, continue.
Yeah, man.
Continue.
So just hear where I say, bridging. Okay. Power is control over public opinion.
Public opinion.
Them control the narratives or the story then where them put in at the media.
Storylines.
Your belief system. And then you form your opinions around this belief system. And make choices where always benefit them. So control of public opinion is the currency of the ruling class. Without that, them not have no power. No Rasta or any other kind of group will embrace this kind of consciousness, this kind of truth. Embrace a truth will threaten the power of these ruling class whose livelihood or survival is based on the lies where they make we live. Now when Rasta educate the fooling class about the many deceptions of the ruling class, what do you think will happen?
Some kind of inquisition or crucifixion of sorts, as was made obvious in 1963, where Rastafarians were crucified by the government simply for not conforming to traditional norms, my brother. It's so sad.
Funny, you should have said crucifixion, you know. I'm going to show you again how the spiritual reality I go way back. And it's not new. So I'm going to take the story of Jesus. I'm quite aware of the brainwash aspect of this Jesus story. But I believe the Bible are one of the only lie we are true. And if that fascinates you, I expand on this issue in my upcoming book, Planet Earth, and my upcoming visual podcast that is 3 years in the making, but you don't know it going on. Nothing before it time. The Rebellious Truth will finally be released on October 26, 2020. Yeah, man, all right. So back to the story of Jesus. So, Pastor, why you think it is them crucified Jesus?
Well, it is written that he came to die for our sins, my brother.
So you believe that
Of course I believe that. But what kind of nonsense you're asking me?
Man. So you believe that only that him come for do?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I do. Jesus' purpose, he knew his purpose from the minute of his birth, that he was supposed to die for our sins, my brother, and that's final. I hold on to that, and I will always hold on to that.
All right, hold on to that. So you tell me, say then, there is no earthly process related to him death. Him just born and say, where the cross?
Be careful of blasphemy.
Wait, no, hold on,
Be careful, my brother.
Yeah, make me, wait,
Be
hold
careful.
on.
Be careful.
So you tell me, say, it's like a man call Jesus and say, boy, the thing I go on in a bridging and thing, and me da want you come talk on a sermon run a Bethlehem, yeah. And I need a promoter run a Capernaum there, so I say, you the whole of the youth them round there talk about, and the whole of the girl them are mad over you, the Syrian girl them are dead. Yeah, man. They must say, film thing on Monday and thing, but my one on Friday, would I date the stay for you. And it's like Jesus, so I tell him, say, I better you deal with it Wednesday, you know, because Friday no good. Pun intended, by the way. And the man asks Jesus why, and Jesus said, boy, come you're dead Friday. That don't make no sense.
Are you serious right now, my brother? Are you serious?
Oh, you mean the story of Jesus is no different from the story of Malcolm X or Martin Luther King?
How so?
Because him wake them up to a kind of consciousness will make them realize that the Roman rulers are manipulate and enslave them. And if them people a belief system change them Roman and have no money for making up.
So
Jesus in a trouble.
So how did the Romans get to manipulate the Jewish people through their beliefs?
How you mean how the Romans them get to manipulate the people through them belief? Because that the Roman them control the story will lead to people making choices for consent to them own downfall through the choices where they make based on these beliefs. And this is Roman upliftment. So Christ did have a dead, but them can't just kill him so. Because public opinion they on film side. So what happen now? And that's where the political theater come into play. With the politicians, aka actors, we master the art of a thing we name, make it look like say. So when the trial start now, one of the Roman political actors named Pilate now I go say, oh, I mean I say nothing wrong with Jesus, the man don't do nothing, this a wickedness, me wash me hand clean off this case. And the crowd I watch and I say, wow, the Roman that I take up for Christ, I mean I know it, yeah. So when them don't put on the show now, it just look like him lose the case, but it appears it was a fair trial. So everybody just starts say, boy, Jesus, you fight a good fight. That's how you go. You just lose the case, man. Just hold two big nail and go on home. That's how you go. And the same thing they do to this day with even the news media, where you see some anchor and them panel guests a cuss one another about, oh, John Brown is innocent, and I one day I say, no, me not think so. When very often they make up their mind about if they do with John Brown already, long before TV turn on. I saw them put on a political show, man, for manufacture your consent, for destroy things and people who are good for you and make you against your own best interest at all times.
You think that's how they operate?
Oh, you mean if I saw them go to work? What I say? Watch a man, all right, let me continue the story. Following Jesus' death, you know, the movement, this new consciousness, never dead with Jesus, you know, the movement grow even stronger after Jesus gone, and a problem that for the Romans, because the more them kill 100 Christian, I should have said Jesus follower, 1,000 follower replace them, and a problem that for Roman rule. So what you think them do?
You tell me.
Let me tell you. Them draw back for the same political theater now in the form of a brother named Constantine.
You mean the Roman emperor?
Yeah, man, him same one. Him just go act like say him turn Christian, I should have said Jesus follower. So the Jesus follower them now opinion does get favorable towards Rome because in a them mind, for them we have life. For them Jesus consciousness conquer Rome. But at the other way around, because Rome now reshape the Jesus movement in a fit them image and likeness. Because them know influential the Bible was over that Jesus movement. They them edit the Bible and put for them moral corruption in it. So eventually nobody no remember what the real Jesus movement was about. So the real followers of the original movement have to head back underground go live on the fringes of society in fear for them life because of the truth where them know. So fast forward to today, at the same spiritual war between good and evil and manifest itself throughout the centuries in a different people, different movements. And the one between Rasta and high society in Jamaica is just a next manifestation of the same thing. You see anything different?
Do you?
Not no different.
What is the same?
After the rejection of Rasta and the crucifixion of Rasta, and Bob Marley rise despite these persecution and change the consciousness of the whole entire world towards Rasta. What these leaders do, what these high society people do, when Bob Marley dead.
Let's pretend that I don't know. You tell me.
Political theater, how you mean? Them come act like say them accept Rasta because one know. Them have to do that because public opinion did up on Rasta side, and when them act like say them accept Rasta, public opinion shift For say, them conquer high society because them have to accept Rasta. But nothing no go so. Them just use them corporate infrastructure for open the Disney branch of reggae, yes. For showcase a more soft and modified version, a commercial version of Rasta.
Oh,
you mean? Just like how them say Constantine edit out Christ out of one movement, them edit out Rasta out of reggae. After Bob Marley, them turn it in a costume party.
I hear what you're saying, my brother.
Yeah.
But if Bob Marley did what he did and
What?
he proved them wrong, I don't see why his influence couldn't genuinely
Do what?
change these people, my brother. I
All right,
don't.
what? Hey, watch a man. All right, watch a brethren. Since Bob Marley did so influential to them when him alive, tell me why them same politician there send go shoot him.
You think they did that?
Of course, so when a man send go shoot you, them no give you gunshot. For you go sick and take 2 forensic and get well soon, A dead, them want him dead. Actually, him never dead, make we end up things a cancer better than them politician they will send gunman go try kill him.
Why would they do that?
Because him influence too great. Because the same Rasta man them a beat up and do all kind of thing and a murder in a 1963. Come now, come have power and authority of them data, fuck all about.
And that's a problem to them. How?
You have to remember, say, these society people, are the descendants of the European slave masters. And I now say everyone from that circle is the same set of corrupt people because no matter what the condition or the surrounding, you always have that few there.
My brother.
We subscribe to the truth and live that, but that going to be the few.
What's the long and short?
Hold on, no, man. I saw it have to go, Bridget.
I want to know, my brother.
All right. Me say all of that for say this. Most of these people are more Eurocentric than Afrocentric.
Why is that?
Because them inherit the slave master culture.
I hear you, but by what means what did they use to make that culture last to this day?
Well, that Virgin, all right. You have to remember, say, from the rest of Jamaica, wait on TV for sign on, and if you look on the little color something on the TV, and I wait on 5 o'clock for TV sign on. These people they have access to a thing when named satellite dish. What we would have called cable now. A long time these people have lived the American, European lifestyle of moral debauchery. And the word of the day is debauchery, yeah man. It's spelled D-E-B-A-U-C-H-E-R-Y, yeah man. It means excessive indulgence in sensual pleasures. Sexually deviant or immoral behavior.
So they gone long time.
Yeah, man, when we just come shock by R. Kelly, them a piss pan some underage picnic and them take the Rasta. Them people that don't piss and shit for every type of human and fuck every type of animal. I'm bored. Drive up and down at night time and look at news piece if you fuck. So you stay there.
You think so?
Oh, you mean? You think I know them a back fist and I watch man and fuck them wife? And I say, fuck her, you big black ape. You like that, honey? You like it? Oh, yeah. Finger my ass while he comes in your face.
Why you have to make such a disgusting analogy?
Because, me I tell you, say, these people now go abandon for them hedonistic lifestyle, for replace it with moral virtues. We ask them for discipline in any kind of way.
You believe that?
Oh, you mean? Let me tell you this, man. When you see a music and think of Rasta now, that thing we call Tafari. It look like Rasta and it act like Rasta, but the spirit will make it Rasta missing.
Really?
What you mean? What you say?
I don't think
most of them youth we are do reggae now. We act of them we lock up in a room at daytime. A reverse engineer reggae. A practice how to sound and dress like Aini Komosi and look like Pt.2 and do interview like Bob Marley.
But why would they do that though, man?
Because you have to remember, say, the corporate people them take over reggae and feed them picnic and do reggae now, Them a prep school Rasta. Them don't have the same experiences and therefore the same motivations where it make Bob Marley type of reggae so it end up turn 2 different products. Why you think them nowadays so-called Rasta ya? When you see them turn the biggest thing, them fence off people, them don't like people.
Why is that?
Because that's how them grow, you can't even vex with them. Them type of people, they find all a one club and a go, man, and say more 5 or 6 get a youth forward in that, man. Them find another club and make sure say 400,000 for go in. So them get a youth, they can find them way back there so easy.
How does that relate to music?
Because them structure the music, them take the music now and structure it for them way. So you find, say, if a youth from the ghetto want to do reggae now, he must find himself a sellout. Because the ghetto don't have that type of infrastructure amongst themselves, that type of organization there. And them not see the need, that's why people from the corporate society are going to always control them. So you find now, say, when you see things like this happen with all the little girl and one people say, oh, the rest of them not say nothing. And 1 out of 2 things happen. Is either is a prep school Rasta, where them type of prejudice there, a part of them culture, upbringing. So them naturally don't see the need for say nothing. Or one of the original ghetto Rasta them, we can't say nothing because him end up now coming like a girl we take the man money and get licky for more, man, and go take the man and go see juice and thirsty and go eat the man burger. So what you think I go happen, Pastor?
What's going to happen?
What you mean? That have a cock up right now, the Rasta them a cock up and have a bubble upon the metaphoric economic cocky and have to kin them teeth like them love it. And if them even want to say something, them have to talk low, you can hardly hear them. Just no space for talk, tongue occupied, cause the carpet cocky in them mouth. When last you hear one of them say Selassie a God?
Why is that?
Because them quiet, I eat a food, I look food, you know, so nothing, hold it, I make eat a food.
But one has to eat too.
I understand, but you have a thing named balance. Them quiet too long till the morality where them used to defend disappear. And real Rasta have a head back for the hills and Ghana and the ground. A Catholic reggae we are see now. When in a your wildest dream you'd ever think you'd live for see Sodomite Rasta? It's either you're a Sodomite or you're a Rasta. You don't get to have it both ways. No! I mean, I tell you how to live your lifestyle. But in this world, you have to choose which side you're on. Nobody no get to change and remain the same. You have to pick a side. Moral can't go with the moral.
In the meantime.
Alright, yeah man. Alright. This song you know. Yes, this song you. I feel like the stone them where the builders refuse. Yeah man, the people them way thrive and get them strength from proving these so-called builders wrong. Alright, this one here coming from Deep Joy on the Glen Devon Records label. Yeah man, alright. The one here entitled They Will Never is a sneak preview exclusive, heard here for the first time. Coming soon. Here goes.
Run it. That's how they hot daddy. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, if you know, so this is Leela Ike right now. You're listening to In the Meantime with CurlyLoxx, the voice box. Check it. I spy that you see something you might like.
So we're there now, on the second half, yes, we will deal with this topic here. Peer-renting, yes. Peer-renting, where we are dealing with the peer rent.
Yes.
We think them are parents because them are pay the rent. And this is part 2 of the topic, all right. The continuation.
So,
yeah, man, episode 11, all right.
Last week,
Yeah.
you,
Went in.
yes, you spoke widely, as you always do, about, the effects of spiritual immaturity and, especially in relation to Caribbean parents who were often very extreme in their methods of discipline that sometimes bordered on cruelty. Could you expound in other areas, perhaps, where some Caribbean parents might have missed the boat, my brother?
I don't think we can too hard on them because as me say already and I go say again, certain things was them normal. And if them don't see a problem with them don't see, then guess what go happen?
What is that?
Them a go pass on those problems to them children. In the form of certain values where them don't know say was built off of ignorance. And them never have no balance and them never know that. So what them think is encouragement was actually discouragement.
And what values in particular are you referring
When me talk
to?
about some little dirty fuck up attitude like comparing them children, constantly comparing one child to the other. And this might sound simple, but as something detrimental to the development of a child, the proper development of a child. This can bring lifelong issues related to self-worth in a child. How you mean what that mean? Even though the need for compete is natural in a human beings from them born, and it is necessary, excessive indulgence in this need, like all things, can become destructive if it not used properly. So when mommy and our daddy feel like say, them for praise the big one when him Sean, yeah man, Sean are the A student and them constantly know what tell the rest of pitney them. So when is nobody I want to know if be like Sean, why no can't be like no brother? No man, in a most situation now, this set the rest of sibling them upon this favorite one here. And them other sibling here now go really see the spiritual reality of the situation, All them are go see in them big brother is just something that remind them of how useless them is. And most parents don't see the long-term effects of these seeds of hatred where them plant in them children head.
You think so?
Oh, you mean? Because when the parents them do this, give me this child over that child now. And the rest of children don't get that same type of attention from the parent or parents. So them don't have a sense of personal identity and therefore the confidence to withstand the damage with these kind of comparison cause. So whether these parents know it or not, them advertise Sean in this situation as being better than. So the rest of siblings now go strive to be just as good as. Because the message where the parent or parents are sent in a scenario like this is that if Sean is better than, then we have to outdo Sean. And then them obsession now become getting what Sean have, because what Sean have is advertised as the only thing that is valid. And most of these parents never see the need to take each child and help them figure out and develop them own strength. Them only dwell upon them weakness. Them don't see the need to help this child or these children develop a sense of individual identity and purpose. Because in order to avoid a toxic situation amongst the children, you have to, as a parent, help each one of them find out what is them strength and where them good at and where them would do all if nobody now pay them.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
Because when people find themselves and have that self to develop, have an idea or a direction of where them are going in life and who them is, that type of goal-driven enthusiasm now, I go distract them from the kind of nihilism we come with the aimlessness and the time for focus for other people's identity because them now have one.
You think so?
Yeah, man. Like, for example, now, a man poor this week, I have time for the pan corner, chat a bag of fuckery, chat people and I go on with beer things. Yeah, man, give him some money now and some responsibility where him have to maintain. You don't remember nothing about the bad mind we him have last week.
Are you serious?
Because when people behave a certain way more time, you know, because them have a lot of time on them, man. When people don't find themselves and them purpose, them have whole heap of all them have is time. To think about more time, especially the time of them life where everybody else have. And the energy where them put into focusing on other people and make them angry. So parents need to know, say, there is a whole lot of complexities about parenting. It's not this thing where you just see and you just dead with you and you just a parent.
But to play devil's advocate, though, my brother, there are some who would say that the responsibility of a parent is actually to pay the rent and put a roof over the child's head and
watch your man.
Take care of their education.
Virgin.
My brother.
No, my virgin, you have to look on it. No, man, you can't look on it, so my virgin, man. That coming like a transgender, say. You see when me was a youth. That different from when the virgin just say that to you, no, virgin. A two complete different meaning that.
You think so?
Again, because of this one-track-minded thing here in a Rasta where we can't separate the idea them of certain things from the processes that truly define them.
So you're saying then, going back to the nucleus of the children's existence in the home, you're saying that based on the parents' ignorance to a whole lot of psychological necessities that could become deficiencies if ignored, and because they're often ignored, it creates taller children, in essence, whose development continues to be arrested, and therefore they adopt a lifelong psychological defensive posture, so to speak, where they set out to fuel the constant need to prove themselves, and this, in essence, turns every conversation into a competition. You're saying, my brother?
Yeah, man, right throughout them life, man. Them just take the attitude there with them, man. Mommy say Sean is better than. So later on in life now, when it comes to any kind of partnership or any kind of group or work situation, them don't see no equal, you know, them don't look cross, you know, them look down. Because again, these type of people become abusers who, because them cannot angle or couldn't angle the abuser, them endure. So them set out now in life in order to regain a sense of control or autonomy over for them own life, recreate an abusive situation now where them have someone looking up at them in order to regain that a sense of confidence or power over someone else. So instead of them approach relationships with the idea that we need to carry on for what we already built on, them not have nothing with them built on. Them still stuck in the mood of them need to prove themselves. So one partner start try to oppress the next subconsciously.
In the meantime,
You deliver amazing insights on otherwise complex issues,
Yeah.
as you always do, about the effects of spiritual immaturity and
man.
on relationships on a whole, namely people who are supposed to be parents who find it immensely difficult to grow up themselves, to accept responsibility for their actions. And do you see any other implications of this spiritual immaturity as it relates to children who are from these backgrounds, forming relationships, work and otherwise later on in life?
Well, there's a whole lot of variables that make every situation unique and different in its outcome, because every situation every relationship have a two different set of life experiences coming together for try to work. But unfortunately, a lot of people coming from some dysfunctional background. And when dysfunctionality is your normal, then that is where the problem come in. You understand? So most people who are insecure cannot them find it difficult to grow up. And when two people of that same nature come together, it become a competition over who should be elevated over who. And sometimes one or both of them not aware of their own participation in this kind of competition. All right, watch out now then. I'm going to show you something. Take a situation, for example, where you have two spiritually immature people. A claim that them a try make a relationship work, and them see through competitive eyes, and therefore, them always gone off in constant pursuit of the things where society deem acceptable, the things now where validate them existence. One say them want to be a doctor, the next one say them want to be a lawyer. Again, the practical aspect of where them are desire for have come into them life is never ever considered. In a one or both of them head, everything where them aspire to get is an idea we can function off of the idea. Independent of the process we take to bring these things in a practical reality. You understand? They have no clue. Them not really think about the little nuances, the little things we might possibly make one of these ambitions cancel out the other. And because insecurity now govern them situation now, this ego you chip in. So one of them desire is always to show the next one, say them worthy. And if they always approve themselves.
So one can't let the other win.
No, man, me I tell you. One of them can't take a back seat to the other one. Well, unless the front seat no in the car the hungry way. One now lose to the next one. Because remember, the hallmark of maturity, in my definition, is the ability to know when you have enough. And the courage to be irrelevant when the need arises. Me I tell you, one can't make the next one win. And it's possible that the two of them I think the same way. So off they go to the races, pursuing these ambitions relentlessly. And remember, them not only compete with each other, them compete with the world. So no matter where them achieve, it can't enough. Them don't know when them have enough. So because of this poisonous ambition, you find, say, no, the nanny or the helper raise them picnic and a finger them. And sometimes them end up not know them picnic till them picnic all 30. You stay there. All right, me out of time you know, but I go and continue this one here. For episode 12, yeah man, the next episode. We will continue to explore the effects of bad parenting, yeah man. And this time we are dealing with it. Upon the effects it have on relationships in the long run. Work and otherwise. So yeah man, in the meantime, listen out feet, no?
Oh! In the meantime, 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 in between time, time, in the meantime, in the meantime, in between time, time.